Hello, I'm Colin Edwards, and I'm the writer-director of The Dunwich Horror.
Hello, my name is Innes Smith, and I play Armitage, the heroic librarian, and a few other parts that I can't remember.
Hi, I'm Cal Henderson, and I'm the sound designer.
Hello, I'm Gavin Mitchell. I play Wilbur and various other things that I can't remember. Oh, I'm an actor, a dream weaver, if you will.
So I guess you're listening to the Dunwich Horror audio commentary, and this is the opening scene.
Oh, that's the rain on.
But yeah, this was a scene that we decided that we wanted to jump in with a dramatic scene, and I think this is a good way of introducing Wilbur, Old Watley, the monster as well, give you a hint of that, and it also sets up very well what Wilbur has to do, which is find the Necronomicon. But in this scene you have Gavin acting against Gavin.
Yes.
So you're Dr. Orson and you're Wilbur.
Yes, an astonishing gift. And I'm just trying to hear myself. Yeah, it's quite weird hearing yourself acting against yourself, actually.
Have you ever done that before?
No, I don't think so. I've talked to Cal before, we've had to do a couple of voices together, but no, it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
And the main thing is, it's hard for me to judge if it's me or not me. I'm going, oh no, that is my voice again. Right, yeah. Oh, hello.
One thing that you were really keen on, because it was the first scene, was this thing of building the drama and creating the sound of the whippoorwills. And Colin, yeah, obviously you can't see us, so I'm talking to Colin. And we sat down with Tom, who created a lot of the sound effects, and this sound, the kind of chirruping sound, is actually badgers.
Yeah.
And Tom just created this terrifying swirling mass that, if you hear the mixing 5-1, spins round and round the house, and just it's got this amazing pulsing swell that is quite overwhelming.
Yeah. I think that's another reason I liked opening with the scene, was that you get that strong audio image of the whippoorwills. And yeah, Tom did a great job. Because the original whippoorwills, when we heard them, were just little cheeping birds, and they needed to sound nasty.
It's not the scariest sound you've ever heard in your life.
It's like a sparrow. And they had to be big, demonic sounding birds. And
Get
Tom,
me badgers!
Tom found badgers. Yeah.
And of course, whippoorwills being notorious psychopomps.
What?
Escorts of the soul.
Psychopomps?
It being not just folklore, but some people's experiences of anything small with wings seem to accompany dead people. So
Like
it's
Linda
either
McCartney.
Yeah. So birds, birds and bees. Funnily enough,
Bees as well.
Yeah, no, I had a girlfriend that I had a girlfriend that wasn't Linda McCartney, or indeed Paul McCartney, but I had a girlfriend that her father was in hospital dying of cancer, and she was at home with her mother, and her dad used to spend a lot of time in the shed, and basically out of nowhere, all of a sudden, this hundreds of birds all flocked and sat in the shed and are all around in the back garden, absolutely swarmed, nowhere else, and her mum was going, "What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?" But they both knew, but they both kind of knew what had happened. So they both went to the hospital, and Dad had died. So there you go.
Because there was birds in his shed.
Yeah, that was the cause of death, Colin. Yeah, no,
Birds on shed.
no. That's what Lovecraft did. He seamlessly wove elements of folklore into modern science fiction.
DIY and birds.
That's it. Maybe not there was a lot of DIY actually in this particular drama. And of course, sorry, you just heard as well Dave Barr being Old Watley, playing a very croaky, narky, dying old man exceptionally well.
It's quite remarkable,
Yeah.
the level of... it's a saliva thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's heavy smoking, kids. If you ever want to play a dying man, smoke.
And well, this is us now with getting to the narration by Greg Hemphill. And considering, I mean, the one thing we should say about this is that, I mean, all of this was done very quickly. And
we managed to record it in an hour, which is quite impressive considering it's 73 minutes long.
But yeah, Greg came in and pretty much read this cold and did a fantastic job. And it's a difficult thing to narrate because Lovecraft's language. I mean, even though I try to take out as much of the kind of overly verbose and flamboyant and flowery language just to make it easier to listen to and to read, it's still it's tricky stuff to get your tongue around.
I was wondering, I mean, as we were going through editing, it was one of the things it was trying to get the balance so that the proper fanboys were happy with the content and that we were staying faithful to it, but also just, obviously there's an audience out there that don't know Lovecraft's stuff at all.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of time, I won't say hacking, but we were definitely crafting, especially the narration, because it was, it's like, is this stuff important? Do we kind of desperately trying to move the story on because because there are no images. You want to kind of keep the pace going,
especially in the first 10 minutes. And this opening bit of narration was originally about 4.5 minutes long, and we got it down to 2. And if we were, say, doing an audio book, then I think you could have longer narration and blah blah blah. But because we wanted this to be much more, cinematic in approach, we just wanted to really crack on and set things up. And there's a lot to set up. And and this is
here comes Dave again.
Dave.
Oh.
And Seth and David McGowan.
She gave birth. You're the Wiener?
But this was the other odd thing about adapting this was that in the short story, all the local villagers talk in a very strange kind of like dialect, and it's like can ye be going up that hill and all that kind of, it's a very kind of overly.
I believe that wasn't authentic.
You were almost channeling.
Yeah.
Spooky.
But yeah, a very. It would have sounded too ridiculous and over the top, I think. So we try to tone it back a little bit, even though the approach I think we're taking to this is obviously melodramatic. We just wanted to pull it back from being quite so
camp.
Yeah, I don't know. Did we succeed?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, there's a few scenes that, Silas, the fishmonger guy.
Yeah. But by that point in the story, I think it's like you're along with the ride at that point, and you know that this is just going to be a big, fun kind of tale. It's. And this is Viv G and Vivian Louise Taylor as Mamie and Wilbur's mum.
You knew what he is destined to achieve. No, Mamie. To have a child like this.
And what's it we used for the sound of Wilbur? Was it a baby? Was it
Wildebeest?
Wildebeest.
Wildebeest. It's just that thing of trying to find effects that disturb but still sound organic, and because in the end you wanted to try and make the whole thing sound as if, even though it's so fantastical, still make it sound real. And I mean it's pretty vile sounding. And the addition of the flies really helps.
But if you want to make something sound disturbing, just cover it in flies. It's
And what a future. The things that he will achieve.
Lavinia, I'm so sorry. I'm so terribly sorry.
The only other person to see Wilbur during the first month of his life.
Oh, and this is Stuart Murphy coming up. Stuart Murphy and Gary Dobson are a couple of improvising comedians, and they came in and did a few of the voices for us and did a fantastic job. Gavin and Innes haven't really. Well, you appeared at the beginning so far, but the two of you are still to crop up.
Well, you don't leave your best fight in the gym. I always think.